Well, last weekend we had a very special visitor to our house, and her name was Quinna, and she is a guiding eyes for the blind dog in training. Now, when Gracie asked me if she could have her, I had pictured this very docile, quiet, calm dog that was very good at following instructions, and maybe she would come in tentatively and sit by our feet. What instead we got was Quinna. Now, Quinna couldn't wait to get out of the car. And when Gracie put a leash on her, she proceeded to pull her down the 10 steps, stone steps to our house. And then when she came in the house and Gracie unleashed her, she took a flying leap off the 3 steps and launched herself into the living room and then began to skid around on all the carpets and hardwood floors as fast as she could go and systematically knock down every single person in our family. And then when she was finished with that, she put her head down, she put her tail between her legs, and she ran as fast as her little legs could carry her laps around the house. When we took her out for a walk, she had no thought of staying with us. She was pretty much distracted by every single thing that was out there, and she wanted to go much faster than we wanted to go, so much so that she spent most of the walk choking on the leash. Well, this might be a good time for me to tell you about the qualifications for a seeing eye dog. You see, seeing eye dogs are put in all these situations that are kind of overwhelming for a regular dog. They have to be able to be calm and focused in areas like huge airports and shopping centers and on cities and busy city streets. They have to be able to give up what they want to do and be obedient to what their master needs them to do. So what do you think about Quinna? Do you think that she's going to be a good seeing eye dog? Well, before you answer that question, let me tell you about Quinna now, because we got her 8 months later. So we got her when she was 4 months, and we got her again when she was a year. Now, this time, when Quinna got out of the car, she did exactly the same thing. She pulled Gracie down the steps. She was so excited to see everybody. She launched herself off the step. She systematically went around and licked everybody, jumped on everybody, hurled herself around the house in a frenzy, in a frantic frenzy. But after about 45 minutes after she got settled in, she had changed. And I'll tell you the ways that she had changed. She could follow commands. She can sit. She can stay. She not only can stay, she can stay for a long time. Until you tell her to go, she will not get up. She won't eat her food unless you tell her to eat. And when you take her out for a walk, she stays pretty much by your side. She has a couple little moments where she sees another dog or another person that she just can't help herself. And she's not perfect, but that's why we love her so much. She is always wanting to please. Quinna is a work in progress, and that's really all she's going to need to be a good seeing eye dog, is just that will to please. Now, you and I, we are also a work in progress. God is not finished with us yet. And it's very much part of His plan that we are unfinished and imperfect. And actually, the Bible says that He is going to work on us until we get to see Jesus face to face. And yes, we're going to try our best, and we're going to fall short. And we're going to feel at times that we just don't measure up. But that's part of God's plan, and He is not disappointed, and He's not surprised. He knows that it's going to take time and effort. You know, Quina doesn't do those things, those commands and sitting and following directions because it's what God does. It's because somebody took out the time and loved her enough to teach her all those things. And Quina's not worried at all that she's not going to pass the test to be a guide dog. She doesn't even know she's going to be a guide dog. Believe me, she doesn't. But it doesn't matter. All she needs is the ability and the want to be able to please. And she has that. We can't wait to have her back. And that's all you and I really need to have with God. Just like Quina, God loves us, our faults and all. And He is going to put in the time and the effort with us. And all we have to do is the same thing that is asked of Quina, that she keeps looking up and checking in. And we too can look up and check in with God daily. And when we do, we'll be able to serve God well. Will you pray with me now? Oh, Father, thank you that you don't just create us as these perfect beings, that our whole life is this place where we are going to grow and to learn, and day by day will become more like the person that you've created us to be. Not only is He doing this with us, but He's doing this with all our Christian friends. Every person is a work in progress. Please help us not to forget that. Please help us to not be too hard on ourselves. Quina had no idea that she's going to be a seeing eye dog, and we have no idea what God has in store for us either. All we need to do is just to listen to you. Father, give us the ability to be able to do that. In your Son's name we pray. Amen.